More and more people around the world are finding inspiration in Japanese culture and philosophy. They are beginning to question all the values, realizing that true richness may not come from money or success. That's why many are turning their eyes to Japan. But at the same time, Japanese culture is often treated in surface level ways, just as a trend or business. Real spirit and culture can't always be seen. It takes time to truly understand. It's okay to start with the surface. Many people need that first step. But the problem is, too many stop there. Even those who share the culture sometimes forget to go deeper. In this video, I want to introduce you to someone special, Zane. He moved from New York to Japan over 10 years ago and continues to explore Japanese values deeply. I truly respect his way of life. I hope his story inspires you too.
Well, I just graduated from college, right? And I was working in the fashion industry. But the fashion industry wasn't what I thought it would be. So I was like, how can I challenge myself to something that I've never done before? And so I always liked traveling, but I'd never been outside of America. So I said to myself, if I was to go anywhere, where would I go? It was either China or Japan. So during that time, I was kind of, I wouldn't say depressed, but sad. And my friend was like, hey, let's watch this samurai movie. I remember it clear as day where, the music, the Japanese music, the samurai, very strong and powerful, but simple. And I remember seeing the subtitles, very simple and powerful. And then the way the Japanese pronunciation sounded to me was very powerful. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to Japan. So from there, I was like, all right, how do you go to Japan? Well, you need a visa. How do you get a visa? Well, if you went to a 12-year native English speaking school and graduated with a college degree, you can teach English. I said, oh wow, I never taught English before, but I like teaching, so yeah, why not give it a shot? And then, boom, that is the short story how I came to Japan. Basically, when I was in New York, I started looking up different places for English jobs. I really didn't care where I landed. So I was just looking for jobs, and I went on a couple of different interviews. I didn't get them, but one of them I got, and it was in Hyogo. So, very close to Osaka, and they brought me over to Japan. They had an apartment for me. They helped me get my living situation in Japan very smoothly. So I started teaching in a very countryside local place. No, not really many foreigners, not too many people that spoke English. So it was a really big eye-opening experience. So it was near Akko. Yes, it's called Kamigori. It's a very small area and surrounded by mountains. I was living in New York City in Brooklyn, and it was totally the opposite. So it was a very life-changing experience. So, I came to Japan about 10 years ago, and when I first came to Japan, I thought I knew about Eastern philosophy, but the Japanese perspective is something that is so different from the Western perspective. And people come over to Japan with the Western perspective and look at Japan at the Western perspective. And this is where you lose the the beauty that the Japanese culture holds. The Japanese culture, what I love about it is how they think. In America, at least, we are very all about the physical, about self, where Japanese culture is all about all. So I remember coming first day, and the school I worked at, they had a party because school was starting. And when the party was finished, everyone was having a good time, party was finished, everybody started to clean up. So in America, that is very unusual. I was like, wow, usually the person who throws the party is cleaning everything up. Maybe some friends are staying, but everybody, stayed and helped and cleaned up. So this really showed me like, wow, why are they thinking like this? And this is just a small aspect, but every part of Japanese culture is all about everyone. So, being from the Western perspective where I'm thinking about one, and then the Japanese is thinking about all, having both of these is vital for everyone, I think. The best to understand is that there's always a reason for everything. The Japanese culture is all about taking away disconnection. So it's all about creating harmony between all things. So when you step into a room like this room, understand that everything was designed to have a purpose. There is nothing just for design. Everything has a purpose. And this allows you to see the interconnectedness between all things. So even when you're in Japan, you might not know what you're looking at, but you can feel how the presence that everything is all connected. Well, this is a very big subject, but what I would say is that me being so interested in the Japanese culture, I try sometimes to ask Japanese people about different things about the culture, and they cannot give me answers. Now, Japanese culture is very big, long, but I feel like the pride of Japan is low. They really admire the Western way of life. And I love the Western way of life, but the Japanese also carry a very unique way of life that no other cultures carry. So I think if they were able to really appreciate their culture, but then have admiration or add the Western culture to theirs, it would be a better balance. Right now, I feel like little by little, people are losing the Japanese way of life. And for me, it is sad. So I kind of explain it like this to people. There's many different types of plants, right? Now, in America, all these different plants, they mixed breed together, creating a very unique plant. Well, the Japanese plant is one single unique type of plant. It's pure, 100% pure. There's never been other countries that came over and took the Japanese culture over. And the Japanese culture has just been growing by itself for many years. And so you can describe it, it's very bitter, but it's very healthy at the same time. And so, people need this 100% pure, well, we should preserve this 100% pure plant because there's nothing like it. And so I really think, yeah, Japanese people should have more pride in their culture.
Yeah.
So my goal right now is to add the Japanese perspective to the Western way of living. There are many different ideals and wisdom that the Japanese culture holds that could really benefit this modern world. Right now our lives are filled with technology, and just tons of things are accumulating, right? But things come from no thing. And the Japanese way of thinking is all about the things that we can't see. So we live in a world where we have the physical and the non-physical, but we are very focused on the physical. So I believe having both would help people to have a much more better way of living. So my goal is to get Japanese culture to be more a part of people's daily lives.
Things like spirituality and philosophy, things we can see, are often hard to grasp. Sometimes I wonder if there's even such a thing as a clear answer. But lately, I've started to feel that the process of searching itself might be the answer. To me, Zane is a truly cool Japanese person. Not because of where he was born, but because we are connected through the heart. He's someone who walks with me, exploring the world without clear answers. And I'm grateful to have him as a companion on this journey. Since he has both a Western and a Japanese perspective, I'm excited to keep learning from him in the future.